I'm confused by phrasal verbs, so I just avoid them and use simple words instead. Sounds familiar? Let me guess. At the same time, you want to advance your English? Frustrating, I know. Well, if you want to sound like a native speaker or become an advanced English speaker, you must learn and use phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are used by native speakers all the time. So in order for you to have better communication in English, you need to use phrasal verbs as well. And in today's video, I'll help you learn and remember 15 of the most common English phrasal verbs used in daily conversation. After watching the entire video, you'll start using these phrasal verbs immediately. I bet you'll be more confident in just a few minutes. Let's go. Before we begin with the phrasal verbs, let me tell you why it is crucial that you learn phrasal verbs from context and not try remembering them word for word. Okay, first of all, phrasal verbs have multiple meanings. For example, the phrasal verb take off, it can mean to remove clothing or to leave or depart, depending on which context you use it. Next, phrasal verbs are often idiomatic expressions that cannot be easily understood if you just look at them as individual words. For example, the phrasal verb break up can mean to end a relationship and has nothing to do with breaking something physically. One super confusing thing that you must understand is that phrasal verbs can often become collocations. For example, the phrasal verb run out, if combined with the preposition of, to run out of something, can mean to deplete. For example, to run out of milk means there is no more milk left. Now, if we combine run out with the preposition on, to run out on means to abandon someone. For example, he ran out on his wife and their 3 children, meaning he abandoned them. Finally, phrasal verbs can affect the grammar structures of the sentences, and this is the most commonly confused in speaking. So when it comes to the word order of a sentence, sometimes the object can come between the verb and the particle. So, turn on the light can become turn the light on. Now that we've covered that, let's move on to learning the phrasal verbs from context. Brush up on. For example, I need to brush up on my French before my trip to Paris. Now, can you guess the meaning from context? To brush up on my French. To brush up on something means to review or improve the knowledge or skills in a particular area. So in this case, it means I need to refresh my knowledge in French to improve my French. Carry out. The scientists will carry out experiments to test their hypothesis. In other words, the scientists will perform or complete the experiment. So to carry out something means to perform or to complete a certain task, action, or experiment. Figure out. I can't figure out how to solve this math problem. Can't figure out. So to figure out means to understand, to find a solution. So I can't understand this math problem. To figure out means to understand or to find a solution to a problem or a mystery using your logic or problem-solving skills. Put off. They had to put off the meeting until next week due to scheduling conflicts. They had to put off until next week. So if the meeting is happening next week instead of today, it means they postponed the meeting for next week. So to put off something, it means to postpone or delay an event or action. Or it can mean to reschedule for some other time. Settle down. For example, after years of traveling, she decided to settle down and start a family. So to settle down means to establish a stable and permanent lifestyle. It can also mean to calm down or become less restless in your lifestyle. Stand out. Her unique sense of style makes her stand out in a crowd. So her unique style makes her different from the others. She is easily noticeable or distinguishable from the others. So to stand out means to be exceptional, to be remarkable in a positive way. I am curious, what is a positive trait or skill about you that makes you stand out from the others? Let's practice and write it down in the comments. I'd love to know. Bring about. The new policies brought about positive changes in the company. Positive changes. So to bring something about means to make something happen, to start making positive or significant transformation or results. Another everyday example is if we say regular exercise and a healthy diet can bring about improvements in your overall well-being. So, engaging in regular exercise and maintaining a healthy diet can lead to positive changes in your general state of health and wellness. Break up. They decided to break up after years of being in a relationship. Now, here, the most general meaning of this phrasal verb is to end a romantic relationship. However, be careful, because it can also mean to separate something into smaller pieces. For example, the chocolate bar is easy to break up to smaller pieces. Look into. The police will look into the matter and investigate further. If you look into something, it means to examine or to investigate a certain situation or a problem. Take over. The new CEO will take over the company next month. The CEO will take over, or they will take control or responsibility for something. So when somebody takes over, it suggests gaining authority or leadership in a specific organization. To catch up. For example, I need to catch up with the latest episodes of my favorite TV show. So, to catch up means to reach the same level or the same progress as others, or to simply update yourself. Now, to catch up with can also mean to have a conversation or to meet someone after a period of separation. For example, I haven't seen you in ages. Let's catch up over lunch this Thursday. What do you say? Stand up. Stand up for. She always stands up for what she believes in, no matter the consequences. So to stand up for means to support or defend a cause, a belief, or a person. Fall through. For example, the plans to go on a hike fell through due to bad weather. Now, when something falls through, it fails to happen, or it simply cannot be completed as planned. When something falls through, it suggests a sudden or unexpected failure or cancellation. Run into. For example, I ran into my old friend at the grocery store yesterday. I ran into my old friend. So when you run into someone, you encounter someone unexpectedly or by chance. So you randomly meet someone, you run into them. Put up with. I can't put up with his constant complaining anymore. So he's constantly complaining. I cannot put up with him. So you cannot tolerate his behavior. In this context, it means you cannot accept or you cannot deal with a certain person or their behavior. And that's it. I bet you feel more comfortable now knowing these phrasal verbs. What do you think of this lesson? Would you like me to make more videos about phrasal verbs? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video valuable, continue watching this one where I will break down the 15 most common English idioms you need to know. Finally, if you've made it until the end, make sure you like this video so I continue making videos like this for you. And hit that subscribe button while you're here. Stay zen, and I'll see you next week. Bye!